Hi guys, it's the Gooncast. Fucking enjoy it.
Yes, hi, hello. Welcome back to Gooncast, where I increasingly become more of a disinterested asshole and tune out whenever Kat and Lee discuss Baldur's Gate. I'm your host, Saber0307. James. Fuck you.
Hi everybody, I'm Kat, aka the Attack Cat, dialogue designer by day, writer / horror enthusiast by night. How y'all doing?
I think what makes Shadowheart such a well-developed character in this narrative. My name's Lee Alder. They call me the Valley Jester, horror and fantasy enthusiast, and we're actually going to talk about something today that is going to really stretch the fabrics of the material. You know, we're not really confined to a couple little areas or films or games or whatever. We're branching out, people. We got a lot of things to dip the toes into the water.
Yeah, we do. Because this is our anniversary episode. It's our 4-year anniversary episode.
Hey! Go fuck yourself.
And this is the 3rd year, I think. Now it doesn't. Whatever. It's for some year. I'll fucking look at it. It doesn't matter.
We are 3 years old.
Yes.
Yeah.
So to make it special, we decided to do a top 10 favorite movies thing. However, with a twist. This is actually going to be a 2-part episode. I want to let you know that up front because we're only going through entries 10 through 2. And in a few weeks, we'll come back with our number 1s where we will discuss them in depth as opposed to just, a quick little 5-minute aside.
Yeah.
And give us a chance to really dig into why those are our favorites. And it should be noted, this is favorite films.
Yes.
Not what we believe are the best 10 films of all time.
Correct.
You've been rolling with us for 3 years now, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
You know we have a taste for a particular form of jank around here.
Exactly.
Correct.
So don't be surprised when Lee's list is filled with every Hellraiser direct-to-DVD sequel and Pootie Tang. Doesn't mean they're the best movies. That just means they're his personal favorites.
Joke's on you, motherfucker. Just wait for a couple weeks. We do that number 1 deep dive, and I do a 2-hour PowerPoint presentation on Pootie Tang. It's gonna be great.
You better. I'm expecting it. And then shout out to Kat's husband, Will, for cross-checking the lists. However, in a first for our top 10s, there's no overlap.
Yeah.
Which is nuts, but also there's a lot of movies.
Yeah. It's the first time we haven't hack frauded.
Yeah, you're going to get 27 films plus maybe a handful of honorable mentions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is going to be this is going to be good. And I want to say one thing before we kick off the lists. For those of you who've been riding with us since we started this thing during the COVID pandemic, thank you guys. This has been a cool passion project for all 3 of us to keep up with. It's really done a lot to just like keep the 3 of us tight as friends and to keep doing this thing that just kind of started, I think, as like a COVID pastime. Mm-hmm. So, guys, thanks for rolling with us.
Yeah, thank you, Renzi.
Thanks, Renzi. Yeah.
Thanks, Renzi. We love you, man.
We love you, Renzi.
So
I feel like we know the rules at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think actually this is something that I didn't mention before. I think it's also maybe good for whenever we kick off these lists to maybe very briefly touch on sort of like if you had any special criteria for it. I know I did, I know James did. Just sort of a like what makes a film a favorite film of yours? Like what is kind of like, like whether it's, I specifically, tried to avoid this type, or I, specifically went with, movies that make me feel X, whatever.
Yeah, it bears stating, I know this is true for Saber's list, certain omissions were made from some of our lists because we are planning a different top 10 in the future of a more particular genre of film.
Mm-hmm.
And to avoid overlap.
Yes.
Some have been removed.
Additionally, again, if you're a first time viewer or need a reminder, we generally kind of abide by the one per franchise rule.
Yeah, generally speaking,
Yeah.
yes.
So that's why Lee's gonna break it with every Hellraiser direct-to-DVD sequel.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then as far as my list, it is a combination of when I was building this list, it came down to a lot of just sentimentality.
Yeah.
Nostalgia is a
Yep.
big thing in this list.
Sure.
Mhm.
When I look at it, of my 10, like there's a handful that I do think are superb films.
Mhm.
And then there are some that are they're just there because I've been watching them since I was a fucking teenager, and
Mhm.
they're just so ingrained into my DNA.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, please go ahead.
I was just gonna say mine is, I think, very similar. I sort of approached this list with the notion that not that these are the best films ever of all time, but just which ones really resonated with me. And for some of them, they're movies that I can watch like over and over and over again. I think I broke that rule on like one or two of them, but basically it's something where like I can just go back to it, whether it's a comfort movie or whether it's just it hits all the right beats for me in a way that I just want to see it and experience it over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them were movies that I owned on like DVD, like back when I was in college, where I just like I loved this movie so much that I went out and bought it, like
DVD.
with my zero money as an art student.
When you had like
Um,
special features and
yeah.
shit.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Oh yeah. No, there's yeah, no. But yeah, ultimately I think there were a couple of films that like came very close to the list but didn't quite make it because they are tough watches. Like they're movies that I really appreciate for what they are, but it's like I don't think I ever actually need to see that movie again. You know what I mean?
Yes, the Grave of the Fireflies category.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so that was basically my criteria. Was just it has like I think some of it has to do with nostalgia, some of it has to do with like this was like the first movie I watched of this particular genre or whatever. But yeah. James, what about you?
For me, per usual, top 10s are very, 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 very difficult because it kind of entirely depends on my mood and what I've seen recently. So, like, outside of my number 1 and my number 2 spot, anything could really go in any order, and there's a plethora of stuff that I could have easily swapped stuff out with. I just kind of tried to go with films that I find to be just generally well crafted or very, very, very entertaining. There's one or two films on there that are strictly nostalgia based, but other than that, it's just it's just whatever I find to be super entertaining or whatever. And again, entries 10 through 3 for me, you can really swap them in any order. And if you were to ask me again in like 10 months or whatever, 10 through 3 could be an entirely different set of films.
That's fair. Yeah,
Nice.
Part of my whittling down of this 10 was I actually did a top 25 just like on my own time as like a for fun project.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And so I feel you on that. I think my top 3 are like a solid triumvirate. Those 3 aren't going anywhere. The rest you could kind of
I think I agree with that.
I similarly had like a list of like at one point from years ago, like a list of like top 50 films in no particular order or whatever. And I was trying to use that as the basis for this Gooncast episode because we've been planning this episode for a while, and then my house burned down and I lost all that data, so I had to start over from scratch. That was great. But yeah, anyways.
Well, I pitched this to my co-host just before we kicked off the show, and I don't want it to take up too much time, but I think it's an important like tone setter for what we're going to be talking about. I pitched the idea of like, what was it that really got us to be cinephiles? What were the films that you were shown at an early age that kind of just clicked with you and went, oh, this isn't just like moving pictures. This is an art form.
I'll go first on this
Yeah,
one
please.
Yeah.
my dad is an aspiring screenwriter. He actually has a couple published things.
I was gonna say
he's
aspiring. I've seen a movie he wrote.
Yes, but I mean this is at the time anyway.
Gotcha.
And my mom also very very much enjoyed film. My dad eventually went on to work for the Directors Guild magazine, where he was the editor in chief. So basically, film has been a large part of my life ever since I was a wee baby boy. Ever since I could formulate barely coherent sentences.
Nice.
A large portion of my childhood was spent with my parents showing me tons of different movies of a wide variety of different genres, as opposed to just endless kid jank. Including various different classics. Like I saw a lot of Hitchcock when I was like 6-7 years old. Stuff with Audrey Hepburn, Cary Grant, etc. Including also seeing a lot of movies I probably shouldn't have been fucking seeing at that age. But
Yes.
the general consensus with my parents was whenever there was a violent scene or a sexy scene, that I was to close my eyes. But other than that, I kind of was able to see a whole bunch of shit, and that kind of rubbed on me, and I kind of wanted to be an aspiring screenwriter, and that eventually turned into an aspiring game developer, and then that eventually turned into a hack fraud streamer who produces a podcast for Renzi.
And God bless you for it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Kat?
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I believe I've talked a little bit about this when it comes to us talking about like horror and sort of like what got us interested in horror. Because I was, as a kid, very limited in what I was allowed to watch and participate in. So a lot of my like obsession with horror comes from sort of the fact that I wasn't allowed it until I left the house, and then I was like, oh shit, this is my favorite thing ever. But I would say that like my love of film started very early, particularly with two things. The original Star Wars trilogy.
Oh, okay.
And The Lion King.
Oh, fuck yeah. There you go.
Yeah, so my parents were huge nerds, and obviously they had all of the Star Wars movies on original VHS. Yeah, so my sister and I probably like wore out those VHSs just watching them over and over again. And that was definitely something where like, that was the thing we would always play. We would always be playing Star Wars, like whatever. And we would make even our own little movies sort of like off of that. And then I think The Lion King was it's the first movie I remember seeing in theaters. And even though I think there was a lot more later on that inspired me, it was definitely the first thing that made me go, I want to do that for a living. Yeah. And that was like, so, eventually I went on to study animation, and now I do nothing with that degree except sometimes force people to watch really terrifying stop motion movies.
I liked Mad God.
Good. I'm worried about the rest of the squad being like, guys, really? Hey, it's great. It's a great movie. But yeah, that's my origin story.
Beautiful. Yeah, I know. I feel you on the Disney origin, because the first movie I got super keyed into when I was growing up was Beauty and the Beast.
Oh,
I was in love with it. I would always be yelling at my mom and my dad to throw it on for me when I was super young. It was on VHS.
Yep.
Back in the day where the Little Mermaid cover had the penis on it. It was and then after that, it split into two very different directions. I'm the child of divorce, and so my dad, he was always way much more like into letting me push the boundaries. He was showing me the Alien franchise and letting me dip into all the gnarlier stuff. And my mom, when I was, I think, 12, my mom instated a thing in the house that she called cinematic education, where once a week I had to sit down with her. I shouldn't say had, but she made me. Where she, once a week, she would make me watch a movie of her choosing.
Oh my
And
god.
it was just like, I'm gonna, she was all about playing the table, playing the genres, getting a little bit of everything.
Okay. Was it like things that were like kid appropriate or relatively like you could pick up on them, or was it like Battleship Potemkin or something like that?
They
right?
were
Like
they were things meant to challenge my intelligence. They
okay.
were, like I think when I was like 13 or 14 is when she started to really like go into the heavier ones. So like I'm 13 or 14 and she's showing me Streetcar Named Desire.
Okay.
Her favorite film of all time is the original Night of the Living Dead.
Nice.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Just, great classics. Funny enough, one of these films she showed me when I was 14 or 15 is my number one film that we will be discussing in a few episodes.
Yes. Okay.
I was made to sit down and watch this, and I'm a fucking wreck at the end of it. And she's like, "Did you like it?" I'm like, it was good.
Oh my god.
I can't
Great.
believe your mom would force you to watch Pootie Tang.
No, funny enough, that was my dad.
It's educational, James.
My dad actually is the one who fucking got me into Pootie Tang.
Beautiful.
Yeah, there you go.
He had Pootie Tang on DVD, and he had Ladies Man, which was based off of an SNL skit.
Oh
And it's the exact same level of garbage, but I have a soft spot for it.
Excellent.
But yeah, so that's kind of how it kicked off with me. Is my dad gave me a lot of the horror, violence, action, and then my mom kind of like gave me the culture.
Nice. Nice.
She took it upon herself to try and like give me as much of that as possible. Like when I was 13, she gave me my first copy of To Kill a Mockingbird and said, "Figure out what the fuck to do with this." And I finished it, and I'm like, I think I want to be a writer.
Yeah, nice.
All right, we're gonna be rambling about film for a while, so I think we just kick this thing off.
Yeah.
All right. I'll nail just a few quick honorable mentions because like whittling down this 10 from my like bigger 25 was really difficult, and it feels like I'd be cheating out on a couple if I didn't just like throw them in real quick. Just to drive home the point of like these are favorites, not best. I will say what I think is the best film of all time, which I know is totally subjective, but The Seven Samurai I think is just an absolute masterpiece of film. Shout outs to Blade Runner. We got to throw out In Bruges.
Nice.
And you know what? Fuck it. I got to shout out Pumpin' Iron.
Oh.
Pumpin' Iron, the bodybuilding documentary starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. And it's just 2 hours of him like greasing himself up with baby oil and talking the maddest shit you've ever heard a human being talk to other people. It's great.
I love it.
All right. Kicking off with number 10. Viewing right off from, hey, like, Seven Samurai is a piece of beautiful art. I want to talk about some dog shit. I've got such a soft spot for this movie. I had a tradition of watching it once a year on a particular holiday. It was my favorite film when I was a young edgelord, and upon revisiting it, it still holds up. It's that comfort food. It hits just the right way. The Boondock Saints. The Boondock Saints.
Oh shit, that's a good one.
Oh wow.
The Boondock Saints is like, I don't just want to keep calling it like Drek or like crap, because like it's not, but that's the flavor it kind of leaves you with of like, this is like a grubby amateur film made by some dude with an apparent lack of morals, and he just got loaded up on whiskey and hired some of his friends used most of the budget on Willem Dafoe,
Yeah,
and
as one
just
does. God damn
and
it.
just went for it. The
Hell yeah.
gimmick is you've got two Irish brothers who believe they get the calling from God to start to wipe out all the crime that's in Boston. And so the two of them sort of overnight just become these vigilante hunters. They go to a fence, they get all these weapons, and they think like they're basing all of their plans off of movies because they're just two amateurs and that's all they know. So they wind up embroiled in this big conflict with the crime syndicates. And at the same time that they're doing all this, Willem fucking Dafoe is chewing every piece of the
Mhm.
scenery he can latch his teeth around
Mhm.
and gives, I think, my favorite performance of his career.
Yeah.
And I adore Willem Dafoe. Him as Agent Smecker is just fun. It is just him showing up to set, getting to be a goofball for 2 hours.
Yep.
And it becomes a little cat and mouse. He's chasing him down and then wondering, like, maybe these kids, should be left alone. They're taking care of all the bad guys. Isn't that what I'm supposed to do? And so, like, he's towing the line between, like, should he help the brothers?
Mhm.
So the mafia has to bring in, like, their ultimate badass, Il Duce, who's their enforcer. He's this, like, unkillable juggernaut with 6 guns. It just goes wild. The movie's just got this gnarly, crude sense of humor. It's so immature. It's so juvenile. I cringe at some parts of it, rewatching it, just being like, oh my God, I can't believe this was actually my favorite movie unironically growing up. But
Hey,
damn it,
we all been there.
but damn it, it's like a big bowl of like bacon mac and cheese. It's like, I should not be eating this, but pass the hot sauce. So that's how we're gonna kick off this tone setter. Boondock Saints, the number 10.
Hell yeah, man. Very nice. Also, you should check Off Topic.
I
Maybe
see it.
somebody.
I actually never saw the Netflix Death Note,
Good.
and I intend to keep it that way.
Oh, I'm changing that.
Oh God, I made a meme that is the Arnold and Carl Weathers, was it?
Yeah, Carl Weathers.
And
Yes.
Predator doing the handshake where it's Boondock Saints and Netflix Death Note on spending most of their money on Willem Dafoe.
Listen, that movie is dog ass, but Willem Dafoe is great, and it has wonderful cinematography.
Yeah,
Sure. Yeah, the
He's-
cinematography is good.
he's a really good Ryuk. Like,
Yeah.
just he's really, really good. Unfortunately, that's about the only good thing in the movie.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the cinematography of Boondock Saints. Yeah, I haven't seen fucking.
Oh yeah. No, Boondock Saints is brilliant cinematography.
And apparently, I just heard they're doing a third one.
Oh.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
Because they can't
Right.
let sleeping corpses lie.
Apparently not.
Yeah, I'm gonna pretend the second one doesn't exist.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm next. I'm gonna rattle off my honorable mentions.
Get in there.
First and foremost, I want to mention something that is not specifically a film, but a writer who I realized did not make my list at all. And I think that's a crime, but also I think that my favorite thing he's ever written is not a movie. So Martin McDonagh makes the list. I think he's brilliant. But like The Pillow Man is just, it's The Pillow Man. I'm like, I can't. It's my favorite play of all time. I don't know how you can top that. So
Fuck yeah.
sorry, man, but your movies are great.
Good call.
Other honorable mentions, I had a very distinct lack of animated films that made the top list, so I wanted to include some here. I think Paprika and Princess Mononoke are two of my like favorite of all time animations. They're really fucking good. Another movie that like barely got eked out, which like if you know the movie and you hear the rest of my list, you'll be like, I see why this was in the running. This is very on theme. It's a movie called The Moth Diaries. And it's about like two girls in boarding school who a lot of shit starts happening. It's sort of a Dracula retelling in some ways. It's fun. It's a good movie.
Is it a better Dracula retelling than The Invitation?
Correct. Yes, it is.
Okay,
Absolutely, it is.
Just checking.
Because it's mostly metaphor. There's no actual like I'm literally Dracula. Yeah. Oh my god. So then the next two I'm going to mention, I'm probably going to get some heat for being like edgy on this list.
Nah.
It's not so much like these are two movies that like I watched in my like very like early college. I was just like consuming every piece of media I could because I was just like so like look at all the shit I've missed out on. So these were two things that like were very disturbing, but they had a pretty profound impact on me, and I still think of them like unlike like Human Centipede or what's it called? Oh my god, I can't even think of its name. And I don't want to say the thing that I'm
Human
thinking of right
Centipede
now.
2?
No, the Serbian film.
Yeah.
So unlike those two films, which were like really disturbing and left an impact on me, these are actually like good movies, and they're not just like edgy McEdgy cases, right? Like
Gotcha.
they're fucked up, and they're very fucked up, but they're also like very artistic. So it's a Japanese film called Strange Circus.
Okay.
And I think it's Spanish. It's a Spanish film called The Skin I Live In. And they're both very fucking weird. They both involve a lot of like explicit sexual content and a lot of like kind of like very inappropriate. I think Strange Circus involves a lot of incest and rape, and Skin I Live In involves a lot of rape. So they're very fucked up films. They're very disturbing. But they do things that are really fucking wild and impacted me a lot. So
Okay. Yeah. No shade here. I'm on record on the podcast, unfortunately forever, as admitting I don't dislike a Serbian film.
Listen.
Is it good? No, but do I hate it? No.
Yeah, it's kind of just one of those things that's like for me it was like an endurance test more so than a film. So that's why I'm like, yeah. Just like Human Centipede 2.
Yeah.
But anyway, speaking of inappropriate people.
Speaking of centipedes.
My number 10 film is Leon the Professional.
Hey!
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah. So
That's a banger.
It is a banger. This was one of the first movies I saw in college. This is one that I own on DVD and I have seen multiple times. It was probably actually no, this was before college. This was when I was working at the mall and I had access to I had a small income and access to a like a cheap DVD seller in the mall. Like one of those like, you know, old electronic stores that's just like, whatever, $5 DVDs. I bought like every Gary Oldman DVD after I saw this because I was just like obsessed.
Fuck yes.
So
that might be my favorite performance of Gary Oldman's, to be honest.
Honestly, same. Yeah,
I might actually have to agree, and that's with Gary being my favorite actor. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is the name of my Wi-Fi for a reason. I adore that man. But yeah, so for those of you who haven't seen it, it's a movie about a 12-year-old girl whose family gets murdered, and then she gets taken in by a hitman, and he basically like they form a relationship, and like she sort of becomes his he becomes her mentor in some ways, and she is like hell-bent on taking revenge on the people who killed her family, who are DEA agents, like really corrupt DEA agents. It is a wonderful film. It's Jean Reno stars in it. And he is just like, he's amazing. Obviously Gary Oldman is the main villain and he's so good. And then playing against both of them is a 12-year-old Natalie Portman, who is just like, I have genuinely gone to bat for her so many times because I've had people be like, oh, she's not very good, because they see the Star Wars prequels and they're like, oh, she's terrible, and it's like, yeah, everyone in that movie is terrible. I don't think that's on the actors there. But like just the fact that she's that young and that fucking good, that she can just be, you know, in a scene with these two absolute fucking powerhouses and still be killing it and still be like one of the most impactful performances in the movie. You're just like, holy shit, girl. V for Vendetta also almost made this list because I love her. Yeah, so this was like a big comfort movie for me. I will somewhat address the elephant in the room that Luc Besson, who is the director, is a fucking creep.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know, the original script of this movie was a lot more like Leon and Matilda's relationship was more like
Problematic.
pedophilic, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was really disturbing. Luckily, in my opinion, that's not really in the final film.
No,
like,
it's not.
Cooler heads prevailed, I think.
Especially the theatrical cut.
Yes, which yeah. But
I think there are parts that you can read into that way.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
yes.
yeah, the
But
thought of that
not...
being a saturating overtone is
Yeah,
that would fuck up the movie.
The most
in the original script, it was like overtly like she wants to jump him, and you're like, Jesus Christ, dude, what is wrong with you?
The most you get in the final cut is that she starts to kind of develop a crush for him because she's somebody outside her family, and he's like, no, I'm like your father figure at this point. No.
Yes, yeah, he actively turned her down, which is great, and also like, I mean, frankly, it's kind of realistic. Like, I mean, I was a 12-year-old girl at one point. Yeah, I definitely had crushes that were not appropriate. When it becomes inappropriate is when it gets reciprocated by someone inappropriate. That's the problem, right? Like, teenagers are gonna have wild hormones and weird crushes and whatever. Yeah. So, yeah. But yeah, and end of the day, I'm like, there's 3 amazing performances in here that introduced me to 3 amazing actors, and I'm just like, for that, I love this film.
Yeah, fantastic choice.
Yeah, thank you.
Get in there, son.
Jam. Whoa.
Uh-oh, I just realized I was muted. Apologies.
We're doing it live, folks.
Yeah,
we're doing it live, baby.
Let me add a note here to edit that out. Anyways.
Edit nothing.
Anyways, yeah, so I guess it's my turn to jump in on this, and just to give you, once again, with my honorable mentions, literally anything here could have easily been 10 through 3, right?
Okay.
Once again, to kind of piggyback off of Lee and Kat, the entire filmography of Martin McDonagh could easily be on there. The bulk of Christopher Nolan's filmography could be on here.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Heat,
Up, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, Spirited Away, Blues Brothers, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Old Boy, Parasite, Battle Royale, Hard Boiled, I Saw the Devil. But the only ones that I really kind of want to briefly touch upon are my favorite Kurosawa film is Stray Dog. My favorite Hitchcock movie is I Confess. And then the 2 movies that basically made me fall in love with Audrey Hepburn, which are Charade and Wait Until Dark. And those 2 are like the best.
I love Wait Until Dark.
The best Hitchcockian movies that Hitchcock did not fucking direct.
Correct.
And as Lee briefly mentioned, some of us had our own little stipulations for our lists. My list does not include any horror movies. I love horror movies, but I'm saving them for later.
Waka waka.
Anyways, number 10 is Die Hard.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, it is.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's arguably one of the greatest action movies of all time, with a career-defining performance from Bruce Willis and Alan Rickman. Whole cast is strong, tight screenplay, witty dialogue. It's bombastic without being completely over the top. It's still back when Die Hard was at least somewhat grounded in reality.
Yeah.
And not to be controversial, but Die Hard's a Christmas movie. I'm sorry, I fall in that camp. Thank you. At least this is all right. Good,
because you're not gonna have that fight here, man.
Good, because my definition of a Christmas movie is like its themes are Christmassy. It's about reuniting the family. It's set at Christmas. Just because there's no snow, Los Angeles doesn't get fucking snow.
Yeah,
all the
sorry,
fucking-
we
Either
don't like it
raining or on
either.
fire.
Yeah, most of the soundtrack is classical music and or Christmas related stuff. There's tons of Christmas imagery and Christmas jokes. Sorry. Yeah, anyways, it's Die Hard. I love it. It's great.
Nice. Very good.
Fucking excellent pick.
All right, number 9.
All right. We're gonna roll Tide. I did not follow the horror stipulation, but this one is interesting because I feel like it is frequently cited as a horror movie, and I think it's just more because of its atmosphere and its kind of vibe and not even really its content. So I don't think
Okay.
I'd even put this in my top 10 horror movies when we reach
Mhm.
that point. So I guess that's my controversial one. Interview with the Vampire.
Oh my god.
Hell
Number
yeah! Hell yeah!
I think, because of the atmosphere and everything and the writing, this gets
Yep.
put into the horror category, and I just call this a straight up drama with fangs.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's mostly that like a lot of people go, "Oh, supernatural equals horror." Like if there's
Right.
if there's a creature involved, which a vampire is a horror creature, it's like, no, guys."
Yeah. This movie was a big like moment of maturity for me when I was growing up. I think I saw Interview when I was 15,
Okay.
and it was the first time I really developed that first bit of what I strongly believe now, that horror and erotica go hand in hand. Like
Mm.
that these are two flavors that when handled properly, when balanced right, it's magic. And Interview with the Vampire kind of captured that dark romanticism that I've come to really appreciate in a lot of the media that I consume and that I look for. Possibly the best performance of Tom Cruise's career
Yes.
before he absolutely lost his mind.
Well, okay. Caveat, I also really like him in Collateral.
Oh, fucking great in Collateral.
Basically when he plays against type,
Yeah.
which I think probably who is he in Interview again?
He plays Lestat.
Yeah, so I think that's probably also kind of against type for him. So
yeah, it toes the line because it's a little bit of the boyish charm kind of character, but Lestat is a very privileged, entitled being. He's not about like, smooth talking his way into situations. If his charisma doesn't work, he will take what he wants, and that's where it starts to really go against Cruise's type.
Yes, yeah.
But just the whole running narrative between Lestat and our lead Louis, played by Brad Pitt, is this great like master and apprentice relationship that starts to toe that line between like, okay, like are these guys more than friends? Like more than master and apprentice? And then they bring in Kirsten Dunst in her first acting role. And she, again, just like a young Natalie Portman, fucking destroys.
I was just about to say, yeah, I love that shit when a tiny girl is just like, yeah, I got this.
Yeah, like oh yeah, Mr. Pitt, Mr. Cruise, step back, I got this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hold
it's
my
like
chocolate milk.
It's like almost every single time Dakota Fanning was in a movie, and she's fucking out acting everybody.
Yep.
And what happens when the narrative hits this point is that you've got Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt raising this little girl, and it's like they are, in a sense, like a gay family. And me being a young guy watching this who hadn't quite come to terms with the fact that I'm bisexual, I'm like, this is really like groundbreaking for me. And then you bring in, just character performance after character performance. Antonio Banderas graces the fucking screen as Armand, master of the undead, who just like almost breaks character and looks in the camera of like, oh, you thought there was some like homoerotic tension going on? Buckle the fuck up, ladies and gentlemen.
He's actually
We're
also
about
the
to
main...
get JoJo up in here, I swear.
Nice. He's the main character in one of my honorable mentions, The Skin I Live In.
Oh, no shit.
He's
I got
very, very good in it. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We should 100% watch that movie. It's
Fuck
fucked
yeah,
up,
down.
but we should watch it.
Take some Antonio.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was a big developmental movie for me. It's one that I still go back and watch every so often. Just strong writing. The follow-up doesn't exist.
What do you mean?
Okay, scratch that. It's really weird that they put out a Queen of the Damned soundtrack that is good, but there
Yeah.
wasn't a movie that it was
Yeah.
attached to. I think it was just a Korn album, you know? So, Interview with the Vampire, number 9.
Hell yeah. Very nice. Okay. So my number 9. This is actually kind of a really perfect segue because similarly, I think this is horror adjacent, but not exactly horror. And in fact, in my research, I learned that this movie is often considered the precursor to the J-horror boom in J-horror boom in the like early 2000s. Because like it kind of sort of went on to like inspire at least parts of like The Ring and Ju-on and like all of this stuff. And so I actually I was introduced to this movie by a friend of mine who is also like a massive cinephile, my friend Matt, who James knows. We've hung out together.
Hi, Matt.
Yeah, hi Matt. He's not watching. But yeah, he introduced me to this because I watched another film from this director and I thought it was pretty good but not great, and he was just like, "Oh, you got to watch this one." So, my number 9 is it's called Cure. And it's by Kiyoshi Kurosawa, and it is a like detective thriller movie that is about this lone detective who's investigating a series of like gruesome murders where all of the perpetrators like don't have any recollection of why they did it or like what happened, basically. Like they all kind of like wake up from this weird fugue state and they're like, "Oh my god, my wife is dead and I killed her." And it's, yeah, I don't want to spoil it necessarily if you guys are interested in the movie. It is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, we were gonna do that in Goonflix at some point per your recommendation.
Nice.
I just
hell
need
yeah.
to pair it with something.
Yeah.
I think you were suggesting something called Creepy as well.
So Creepy is the other film from him that I liked it, and it is very it's mostly very different from Cure, but it hits a couple of the same beats because there's a detective investigating involved and a lot of the scenes are very similar.
Okay.
But it's really just, it comes down to like this director knows what he likes to do in movies and he just kind of is like, yeah, I'm just gonna do it again. Like,
hell yeah,
yeah, so it's just like, yeah, why not? And he is granted, I've only seen 2 of his movies and they just so happen to be similar. I know he does other things outside of the sort of like horror thriller angle that I haven't watched, so I think he has range. It's just I happen to have seen his 2 like most similar movies. But yeah, Cure is it's really good. It has a really nice ambiguous ending. Yeah, it's I actually ended up watching it again yesterday because I was just like, I want to put this on my list, but do I actually? Like, I remember it being really good, but was it? And I watched it again and I was like, oh yeah. So yeah, number 9, Cure.
beautiful.
So I don't really have a segue for this. It's basically just one of my 2 primarily nostalgia-driven picks, and it was most certainly one of the first films I ever saw in a movie theater. And that is the 1990 live-action film Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Nice.
Okay.
As a kid, I was probably more into Secret of the Ooze because it was, wackier or whatever. But, as I got older, this is similar to a specific horror film that I'm not going to mention. I kind of gravitated more towards the predecessor because it was a darker, more somber, serious take. Well, it still had some wacky elements. I think the animatronics from the Jim Henson Company in it are absolutely fantastic. It's the best the Turtles have ever looked on screen. I will die on that hill. You can do crazy CGI shit, sure, but those costumes are fantastic. I'm a big TMNT guy, primarily from the early cartoon. And it basically hit all the right notes while also kind of bringing in a lot more elements of the comic, where it's a much darker film, to the point where parents got very, very, very upset that they took their child, and Shredder gets thrown into a trash compactor and crushed to death.
Yeah, well.
It's the people who see, oh, turtles, like the cartoon, and
Yeah.
then they're like, no, like
Yeah.
the comic.
Yeah, or Raphael getting nearly beaten to death and spending a month in a fucking coma. Like this, like the middle of
Holy shit.
Have you never seen this, Kat?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
That's so great.
yeah, no, this movie has the entire middle arc is a bummer, is like the bummer chapter, where they spend like 20 minutes of the movie on a farm because they all got their asses kicked and Raph's in a coma, and it's just depressing, and it's wonderful.
Hell yeah. That I am aware that like Ninja Turtles is like probably one of the like things that gets farthest from its source material in terms
100%.
of like, yeah, this part's for kids, but the actual like comics were definitely not.
Yeah, the original comic is hard PG-13, maybe soft R, as sort of a parody of Daredevil, like technically in canon, because they were just kind of making a shitpost comic. The toxic ooze that splashed Matt Murdock in the face and blinded him and gave him superpowers is what turned the Turtles into the Turtles. Like that incident landed in the sewers and all that fun stuff. And then it was immediately whored out and became kidified with the cartoon. And I love the cartoon, but it's goofy as fuck. And the first movie anyway, was basically sort of the filmmaker's attempts to sort of try to be closer to the comic while also taking some aspects from the cartoon. Like, you know, they're all about pizza. Mikey is goofy. They're not all super serious, but it's got some really dark, fucked up shit in it. And again, the animatronics in it are fantastic. Yeah. So
you said that was Jim Henson, right?
Yeah, Jim Henson Company did all the animatronics for the Turtles and Splinter.
Yeah.
And it's incredible.
I almost had some Jim Henson representation in the list. I'm so close to sliding Labyrinth in there.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I was like, it's either Labyrinth or like, I was like,
Jesus Christ, I love Labyrinth.
Well, then I guess I gotta slot TMNT into Goonflix at some point, so you could see it, Kat, because again, it is a 90s kid movie, but it has edge to it, and it's usually seen as like the best of the live action Turtles movies, and at least until Mutant Mayhem, I think it was even the best reviewed Turtles movie, period.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways, that's my 9. TMNT. Go fuck yourself.
Beautiful.
Number
All right.
8.
All right, so now we're going to completely forego the courtesy that James took for everybody on his list. Because this one is a horror film. There's no fucking denying it.
Yep.
Depending on how certain films get bickered over with genre and like, no, this one's more this and more, that's more atmospheric thriller, meow, meow, meow. As just a straight up fucking horror movie, this is the highest one on my list. You cannot fuck with John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's a banger.
I don't even need to say a whole lot about this one.
Honestly, yeah.
No.
It's
if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. It deals with one of my favorite layouts for any horror setting, which is single setting, big cast, and just start dousing everything in gas. So one seed of doubt and just see what humans do. It's kind of like the best part of every zombie movie is the first 20 minutes where the outbreak like hasn't really gone all to shit yet.
Correct.
And it's just like, wow, people suck. people fucking they'll tear each other apart.
Yeah, who needs zombies?
Yeah.
We're the real monster.
Get the fuck out of here.
Sorry.
Damn, were you possessed by George Romero? Strong cast, fucking Keith David, Kurt Russell. not the highest point that Kurt Russell will appear in on this list. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you were a
undeniably
fan
one
of.
my
I didn't realize you were a fan of his Santa Claus portrayal on Netflix.
dude. If you keep ruining my top 3 picks, then this list is really gonna lose all its steam. Yeah, I don't need to say a whole lot about The Thing. I can dig into it further when we do the top 10 horror movie discussion. If you
Nice.
are a horror fan and you have not seen this fucking masterpiece, fix it immediately.
Yes, absolutely.
Drop the mic.
And we do mean the 70s one, not the
Yes.
remake. And
John
also-
Carpenter's, yeah.
The
Also-
1982 film, yeah.
Yeah. And also we know that we if I'm referring to the original, I'm gonna say The Thing from Another World. The Thing is its own thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, as a fun side note, there is it's not part of the official canon, but over time it's kind of become like embraced by the community as being part of the official canon. There is a brilliant short story called The
Yes.
Things,
Yes.
which
It's
is
so good.
which is this film told through the perspective of the monster.
Mhm.
And it's incredible.
Yeah. It's
So
really, really
I
good.
will be one of that fan base that says, "Oh yeah, no, that's canon." Fuck everybody
Yeah.
who says it isn't.
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
The Thing, number 8.
It's so good. Okay. All right. So my number 8, not going to talk about too much because we already had a podcast on it. So,
Yes.
and it is a horror movie. So once again, I'm following Lee by breaking our rules and doing
Aha.
None of you are breaking any rules. I'm the only one who had that rule.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I will say though, I was pretty careful not to even though most of my list going forward will be horror. I'm spoiling it right now. Surprisingly, not none of them end up on my top 10 horror movies. So, dun dun dun. All right. So I mentioned earlier that I found my animation representation very lacking on my list. But I did get one in, and it's Mad God.
God damn it.
Yes.
Yeah. So obviously
Let's
we
go.
discussed this on a previous podcast.
Fuck you.
and- yeah. So the biggest thing for me is that I am a huge animation fan, but more than that even, I am a huge stop motion fan. And while I love studios like Laika or Aardman, I tend to go after the way more fucked up stuff. This was films that I saw in college when I was learning animation that I was just like, oh, this shit is awesome. It's not just Disney or, DreamWorks or, stuff for kids. It's you can get wild. So stuff like Jan Svankemeyer, Jiri Trinka, who are both Czech animators from back in the day, and the Brothers Quay, I think I mentioned when we were talking about Mad God.
Yeah.
This movie is exactly in the vein of movies that I fell in love with when I was studying animation, and I'm so fucking happy that Phil Tippett finally got his movie made. It was so many years in the making, and I just learned about it, the year before it came out, and I was just like, holy shit, this is awesome. I love this shit. And learning that he studied with oh god, what's his name? From the some of the original stop motion guys off of old movie sets.
Mm-hmm.
Not
The one who did
Well,
Jason and the Argonauts, right?
Yes, yeah, exactly. I'm trying to remember what his name is. It's totally Harryhausen, Ray Harryhausen.
Yeah, there you go.
I googled it. Yeah, the fact that he studied under Harryhausen, and I'm just this is awesome. This is exactly the kind of movie that I want animators to keep making. I want to have more voices like this making weird, fucked up art movies. So yeah, number 8.
I'm curious, is this the most recent film to be in your top 10?
I think it is a toss-up.
Oh, okay.
I think
Cool.
there are 2. It's definitely one of the most recent, yes.
Okay.
But I think there might be another that edges it out by maybe a couple months or something.
Wow, okay. All right,
Yeah.
you got some recent stuff on there.
I do.
Nice.
I got some good stuff. I had some good stuff. I was eating good this year. These last couple years.
Good shit.
Yeah. Jam?
Yeah, so I don't really get a chance to talk about this too much on the podcast or really at all, but I actually am a big sucker for westerns.
Fuck yeah.
Especially like the more revisionist western, like the modern type stuff. I mean, there's some classics that I dig, sure, but like I'm a big fan of just that setting and like the moral ambiguity and the grayness and stuff like that. Do you?
I might. I've seen a couple of modern westerns that I'm like,
it's also one of the reasons why I'm like big into Red Dead 1 and 2 a lot. But my pick for my favorite western of all time, and my number 8 pick overall, is the 2007 remake of 3:10 to Yuma, starring Christian Bale and Russell Crowe.
I knew it. That was I had 3 movies that I was like, it's one of these 3, and I was like,
I thought it'd be Unforgiven.
Unforgiven's a very close second.
I thought it might also have been the remake of the one where the little girl goes after her.
Oh, True Grit?
True Grit.
True Grit, yeah.
True Grit's all right. I wasn't like super into True Grit, but it was all right. Okay. But like 3:10 to Yuma, I just really...
Bone Tomahawk.
I mean, Bone Tomahawk it's a horror movie.
No,
a horror western. I can't talk about it. Plus it has Kurt Russell. But yeah, it has like I've seen the original 3:10 to Yuma, which is I believe a 50s film, and it's kind of like it's very of its time. But what I love about the remake is it adds a lot more moral ambiguity to everybody. Like Russell Crowe's outlaw character is much more villainous, but he's not like a complete repugnant piece of shit. Like he's still got charm and charisma to him. And you know, Christian Bale his character is much more. He's not the typical hero in this movie. He's kind of like this disabled coward who's just going along to kind of get some money. And I just really dig the performances and the cinematography and the writing. The whole even Bad Boys Love Their Mamas bit, and the whole they're gonna hang me in the morning bit is just burned into my fucking soul. But yeah, 3:10 to Yuma by James Mangold, I believe, is the director.
Nice.
Yeah. Get some modern representation going on there.
Hell yeah.
That is not my most recent film on the list, by the way. There's one more that edges it out. That it's not super recent, but it is more recent.
Okay, got it. I'm the guy stuck in the past. Okay. Got it. All right, well, let's stay stuck in the past.
Number 7.
All right. Boy, do I love a shameless, just dirty action movie.
Yeah, we do.
There ain't nothing deeper going on here than let's just have some gunfights and do some stupid shit. Let's go Desperado.
Oh, fuck.
Desperado with Antonio Banderas.
Wow, so much Antonio rep on your list.
Antonio, he's the fucking man.
He's really good.
God,
I swear to God, if Puss in Boots Last Witch makes it on here, I'm gonna I quit.
All right, good night, folks. Desperado is it's just fun. It's just
hell yeah.
It is the ultimate turn your brain off and just watch cool shit happen movie.
Hell yeah.
This whole mystique about El Mariachi being like the fucking boogeyman. He just drifts into town with the wind and then bad guys get their asses kicked. Antonio plays El Mariachi. He's out for revenge after the death of his girlfriend. Desperado is a sequel to the movie El Mariachi, but also kind of serves as like a reboot before reboots were a thing. But you just get some wild shit happening here. You got your main character has a guitar case full of guns. You've got the comedy sidekick played by Steve Buscemi, who's rocking it. You've got Danny Trejo playing like one of my favorite goons of all time, one of my favorite henchmen, who I don't even remember the character's name. I don't think it gets stated in the movie, but in a movie of gunfights and rocket launchers and bullshit, he's the knife guy. And it takes like 15 dudes in an armored vehicle to bring him down. And it culminates in the most badass action sequence to close out the film, where one guitar case isn't enough. He's got to call in his buddies, and his two mariachi friends show up with their own guitar cases with tricked out weaponry, and they take on the fucking cartel. It's so stupid. I love Robert Rodriguez. Like, him
Hell
and
yeah.
Tarantino always get kind of put together as those two buddies who just like make wild ass films together. And Tarantino views more into that space of like, I'm going to try and make an artistic statement with what I'm doing. And
Nope.
Rodriguez is just like, let's just do something really fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Death Proof. That sounds nice. I've got Planet Terror.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what if I take a hot lady and just put a fucking Gatling gun on her leg?
Right.
And that's the premise.
And that's
Like,
the movie.
I don't need anything else, baby.
Yeah. This movie was my introduction to Salma Hayek, who is a fantastic actress. It just top to bottom, this movie kicks so much ass. Desperado is a tight number 7.
Nice. Very nice.
Oh yeah.
All right. So, my number 7 slot was it was a bit contentious for a while because I think there are a number of movies that sort of fit into this sort of like detective story kind of genre that I really like. You know, like I grew up with a lot of like Agatha Christie and you know, like Sherlock Holmes as a kid. So that's kind of the like, you know, detective stories will feature not heavily, I think, in my list, but not, you know, infrequently anyway. So this was kind of like, I think this was I took a look at like a bunch of detective stories that I saw. A lot of Nolan movies were kind of up there with like, ooh, I think this might, you know, this one might edge it out. But ultimately I actually ended up going with a Denis Villeneuve movie.
Ooh.
So this is a movie called Prisoners. I don't know if you are familiar at all with it.
I've heard it, and
sound familiar.
it's one of the 2 Denis Villeneuve movies I haven't seen that I really want to see.
Yeah, I highly recommend it.
It's like that and Enemy. I want to see both of those.
Oh, Enemy is so good too. Yes, Enemy is great. It doesn't make the list because yeah, it's just this one like hits a bunch of beats for me that I'm just like, this is a movie I can watch over and over again. And it's a movie that I personally find very inspiring as like a writer myself. You know, it's like, oh, this, what they're doing and how they're developing this and sort of this, you know, so, you know, for those who don't know without spoilers, the film is about two little girls get kidnapped like out of a neighborhood. And basically like there are police investigating, but their 2 dads decide that what the police are doing isn't good enough and they start taking matters into their own hands. So it talks a lot about like the cycle of violence, about like vigilante justice. But yeah, ultimately it's this, you know, big detective story where you're following not just Jake Gyllenhaal's actual detective, but also these 2 dads who are struggling with like their emotions about everything and also kind of like what they are finding out as they kind of like dig deeper into these things.
That's great.
Yeah, it is a really cool story. It's got a pretty fucked up twist. It also has, you know, it has a lot of really like killer performances. I think this was actually my first introduction to like Paul Dano and David Dastmalchian.
Oh yeah,
I'm pronouncing that wrong.
Dastmalchian. Yeah,
they're both so good in this. You know, it's Hugh Jackman and Terrence Howard are the 2 dads, and they're both just like, you know, I think Hugh Jackman is definitely the star of the show, but both of them do a really fantastic job. So yeah, I mean, I don't have too much more to say because I can't really talk about this film too much more without getting into spoiler territory.
Right.
But yeah, it's just it's got all of like Villeneuve's like characteristic, like it's really well shot. The pacing is fantastic. And yeah, just it's an immaculate film, especially if you're into sort of like, you know, detective genre stuff without it getting too, it doesn't ever get like too graphic or too fucked up, you know, like it's
Gotcha.
like it definitely, like there are children in danger, right, which is definitely a very fucked up thing, but it never becomes like, oh my god, they're getting, you know, ripped apart, and like, you know, it never gets graphic or sexual or anything like that.
Right.
So yeah.
It's handled with tact.
Exactly. Yes.
A lost art.
yeah, exactly. It's not Megan is missing.
Copy that.
Yeah. The less said about that, the better. So yeah, my number 7, Prisoners.
Fuck yeah.
Right on.
Good pick.
My number 7 is a potential spicy pick because it's my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie, but it's one that is not usually cited as a favorite Tarantino movie.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And that is Jackie Brown.
Fuck yeah.
I was gonna say Jackie Brown. I
Yep.
was like, I feel like anytime somebody talks about Quentin Tarantino, somebody always brings up Jackie Brown as like that underrated, like his best work.
For me, it's his best work. A lot of people went into it expecting it to be Pulp Fiction, and it's not Pulp Fiction. It's an adaptation of a novel called Rum Punch, which is, I believe, by Elmore Leonard. Yes, and it's more of sort of like just a crime story with a hint of romance in it. But the film is updated and adjusted to be also a tribute to blaxploitation. It has a career-defining performance from Pam Grier, who is phenomenal in it.
Actual goddess.
Yeah, I don't think she had been doing a lot before Jackie Brown. Like, her career had kind of fizzled out, and Tarantino specifically wanted to cast her in this. It has a beautifully understated performance from Robert Forster, who kind of plays her love interest. He's a bail bondsman who, he gets her out of prison because, she gets her bail. It has Robert De Niro playing against type, where he's just playing this buffoonish thug to Sam Jackson, who's the main antagonist. And it's a beautifully well-crafted crime love story, and also just a beautiful tribute to blaxploitation films. And for me, it's personally my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. Like, it kind of shows a lot of it has a bunch of various Tarantino isms, but like it kind of, for me, feels like his most mature film.
Nice.
I could agree with that.
I've actually never seen it. So.
It's so good. I have it on the docket as something I want to put on for Goonflix, because usually when it comes to Tarantino films, excluding ones like he wrote and didn't direct, this is the one that most people haven't seen. It just kind of got buried. If I'm not mistaken, Robert Forster was either nominated for or won the Academy Award that year for his performance in Jackie Brown.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Like, it's so good. And it's just a beautiful movie.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was when we were talking about this that, like, I knew we always fucked on the same wavelength of movies, but it was when you told me at Scotland Yard that your favorite Tarantino movie was Jackie Brown. I'm like, yeah, now we're fucking talking.
Yeah. It's
now
so
we're
good.
Where the taters are.
It's criminally underrated. Everybody talks about Pulp Fiction or like his more recent stuff or anything like that. And like, I mean, yeah, Pulp Fiction's really, really good. Reservoir Dogs is really, really good. The bulk of his filmography is really, really good. I say bulk because I'm personally not a fan of Death Proof or Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is like the most spicy take I have.
Oh, no, I walked out of that in the theaters.
Oh, wow. Yeah, like I was kind of underwhelmed by Hollywood. And also I was kind of underwhelmed by Hateful Eight, to be perfectly honest, as well. But
I actually haven't seen Hateful Eight.
It's indulgent, and it's
my sister said the same thing. She was like, "It's fine.
It's
too long."
Yeah, it's fine. It's way too. That's also kind of Hollywood's problem too. Is it's also indulgent and it's way too long.
It's that Family Guy meme. It insists upon itself.
Yeah. But yeah, if you haven't seen Jackie Brown, please do so. It's phenomenal, and it has, for me, probably my favorite soundtrack in a Tarantino movie as well. It's just all classic R&B songs, and it just fits the movie perfectly.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Good pick. All right.
Okay.
Number
6.
Number 6. is the one that we have touched on very briefly on the podcast, but it was only in like a what have you been watching lately sense. This is my favorite animated feature of all time, Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust.
Yes.
So this was, this was when I first started getting into like, adult animation when I was growing up. It was, I was still thick in the vampire phase because of Interview, aforementioned. I was weirdly obsessed with John Carpenter's vampires with James Woods.
That movie's a classic,
Oh.
all right?
All right. I
That
mean,
movie's a classic.
It's garbage, but I liked it.
It's
it really is. I watched it
it's garbage
last
classic.
year. I watched it last year, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
Hey! When you're bitten the shit out of me, father, did you get wood? Mahogany. I love that movie.
I'm thick in my vampire phase, and I get into animation, and like my favorite guilty pleasure anime is Hellsing. I still love the fuck out of some Hellsing. And then I found this, and this wasn't just like feeding that itch of like, I want more like vampires killing stuff. This is a fucking romance. This is a love story.
Yeah.
It's got a couple action sequences, and they are beautifully animated. The backgrounds are so stunning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But holy shit.
The narrative is a fucking forbidden romance. And it's just gorgeous. It's we got the not silent protagonist, but the man of few words, D, who is accepting a bounty mission to retrieve a woman who's been kidnapped by a vampire. She and the vampire are in love, so now we've got the moral quandary. And then as the chaotic X factor thrown in, my boys, the Marcus brothers, this degenerate gang of bounty hunters, have been hired to just show up and goon all over everything and ruin everything for everybody. And this is just a stunning fucking film. Definitely holds up. I had us watch it sometime last year.
Yep. And
it's just a classic. There's certain animations that, like I think you mentioned Mononoke earlier. There's certain hand-drawn classics that medium is never going to age out. It's always going to capture the beauty of the moment that it was done in. And Bloodlust is absolutely one of those for me. So timeless classic, Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, number 6.
Bravo.
Kyle's spinning knives are the coolest, stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Hell yeah. All right. So my number 6. This is Natalie Portman movie number 2 on my list.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I will come out and say it. It's Black Swan.
Oh, okay.
So before anyone says anything else, yes, Perfect Blue exists.
Good night, everybody.
I am very aware that this is effectively a remake of this anime. But for me, this one is better, because I find ballet to just be a very intriguing subject matter, especially when it's handled like very well and in a very fucked up weird way on film. So once again, I find Natalie Portman to be absolutely electric in this movie. I think that her character goes through what I would say is one of the greatest descents into madness that I've ever seen on film. And I just adore it. It's something also that like I think it's sort of a role that I don't think a lot of like female actors get to kind of like cut their teeth on, like I feel like anytime you hear a descent into madness, it's always like it's the Lovecraftian, it's a white dude who's like going through it. So it's really, really cool to see her do that, and also to have this element of like, sexualization and like kind of a coming of age story a little bit, where she starts as this very, very meek, very like sheltered, kind of like she's only, she's just trying to be perfect, and then it's like, no, actually, you gotta kind of cut loose a little bit and like really just let yourself go. And like she just, vaults off the deep end trying to do that. It's extremely effective psychological horror. I really like the elements of like doppelgangers that are thrown in. There's a lot of moments where she sees herself in the mirror, but it's not quite her, or it's not, it's moving independent of her. And then there's like the very fucked up transformation sequences at the end where she's like literally becoming the Black Swan and like growing feathers and shit. The sound design for this movie, holy fucking shit. Like it's so good. So yeah, I really, really like this movie, and that's why it's my number 6.
There's a double feature. This and Perfect Blue back to back.
Yeah, honestly, I mean,
there you go.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
I'll add it to the list.
There you go.
All right.
We got some strong Natalie Portman representation. We got a lot of Kurt Russell.
Yep. Got a lot of Antonio.
That's right.
All right. So my number 6 is also maybe slightly a spicy pick, more in a film snobby spicy pick.
Oh,
like,
there we go.
Like in regards to because normally I don't really give a shit about the Academy Awards. I realize that it's all like fucking politics and like who plays the game more, and like which is just popularity contest, right?
Absolutely.
Every now and then, the genuine best film of that year will win, right? And this is one of the few instances where I feel a film was robbed. Because Titanic shouldn't have won Best Picture. It should have been fucking LA Confidential.
Ooh, okay.
That's great.
Yeah, it's probably one of, if not my favorite, like detective crime story thing.
Hell yeah.
It's got that film noir aesthetic that I adore, and it's kind of like set in like the 1950s with fucked up dirty cops investigating stuff. It has wonderful performances from Guy Pearce, Russell Crowe, Kevin Spacey. Like the whole cast is just fucking just pitch perfect. Kim Basinger is wonderful in it. It's just a beautiful love letter to the shithole that was 1950s Los Angeles.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's spicy because, and most people would say it's a good movie, but a lot of people are like enamored by Titanic because of its technical accomplishments. But just,
yeah,
I think LA Confidential is the far superior movie.
Nice.
Hey man, I love some bold ass statements like that.
Yeah.
Same.
Usually whenever people are complaining about like Best Picture winners, it's always like, I think 1994 was like a really controversial year.
I think that's Forrest Gump, right?
That's when Forrest Gump won, and it was up against Pulp Fiction, and I can't remember the third one, but there was like a third movie in that year's Oscars.
Yeah, I want to say, didn't Schindler's List not win Best Picture that year?
Yeah, Schindler's List.
Yeah. And it's like, bro.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Yeah, like I remember the most controversial Best Picture.
Oh wait,
winner.
I'm sorry, that won in '94. Let me.
Okay. Yeah, the most controversial Best Picture winner that I'm aware of is, or that I can remember anyway, is fucking Crash.
I was gonna say Crash.
Yeah.
I
was like Crash.
It's definitely Crash.
Crash is a service. Oh, Shawshank Redemption.
That was it. Thank you.
Yeah. Also, quiz show as well too, which I adore. Quiz show.
Yeah, that was '95. I was off by 1 year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Crash was very much a like everyone was like, what?
Yeah, like I like Crash, but I don't think it deserved Best Picture.
No.
I don't remember what it won against, but still. But like,
I love that there's another movie called Crash.
Oh yeah, it's about car
sex. Getting aroused by car accidents.
It's a David Cronenberg joint, if I remember correctly, isn't it? Yeah. I remember my dad had it on Laserdisc, and I never watched it, but I always wanted to because it was like NC-17, and young me was like, oh my god, nudity. And if I recall, it has James Spader in it, which automatically makes it fantastic.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
1996. Yeah, it's a David Cronenberg joint, and it's got James Spader, Holly Hunter, Deborah
Yeah.
Kara Unger.
So what you're saying is that should have won over 2004's Crash?
Oh,
Probably.
I'm seeing it here. I remember the big upset was that Crash beat out Brokeback Mountain.
Oh yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Brokeback Mountain is clearly the superior film. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
What else was nominated that year? Sorry to.
Yeah.
Capote was all right. Munich was
Yeah.
good. Good Night and Good Luck was
I
good.
liked Munich.
Good Night and Good Luck. Yeah, sure.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
But nah, Crash. Luda.
Yeah.
All right, are we ready for number 5?
Yeah.
All right, number 5. Let's go for a triple. I think this list needs some more Natalie Portman.
Yes! Yo! Okay, I have a guess. I won't
Go
say
for
it
it.
out loud yet.
Go for it.
Is it V for Vendetta?
Fucking V for Vendetta.
Yes!
Let's do it.
Dude, it almost made my list, and then I went, that's a lot of Natalie Portman.
No. Oops, all Natalie.
Oops.
I mean, look, that's fine. My list already has 2 Russell Crowes.
Yeah, oh, that's true. Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So, V for Vendetta.
I'm gonna be mad I didn't put that one on the list. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, it's in my top 25. I know exactly which movie we're talking about.
Yeah.
So, fucking V for Vendetta. Here's the thing with this movie. I am so sick of having to defend this fucking film.
It's a good movie.
Uh-huh.
I
It's a
know,
good
but
movie.
I have to defend it against a lot of people because it gets grouped in with, like, you know,
Like
the
Fight Club and-
Wachowskis, you know, doing anything post Matrix 1. Everybody was like, like they made this one really great movie and then all they made was bullshit. I'm like, V
No.
for Vendetta.
No, they.
Fucking
Also, Speed Racer
great.
exists.
Yeah, I was
fucking
gonna
yeah.
say.
John Goodman wrestling ninjas.
Yeah, the
Excuse me?
Wachowskis have been involved in exactly 2 good movies since the first Matrix, and it's V for
Yep.
Vendetta and
Yep.
Speed Racer.
Speed Racer.
Yep, correct.
You're goddamn right.
Speed Racer is the best live-action anime film of all time, and I will die on that fucking hill.
I think V for Vendetta is incredibly successful in adapting a graphic novel to the screen,
Yep,
which sometimes you have to take certain liberties to do.
absolutely you do.
You know, Watchmen had to play some things differently.
Yep.
Another movie that came very close to making my top 10, The Crow, which is a fantastic graphic
I'm actually
novel
surprised it
adaptation.
didn't make your list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was again right there.
Mhm.
But V for Vendetta just hits it. I adore the poetry that is sort of like woven all throughout Hugo Weaving's dialogue.
Yes.
I've got a soft spot for the eccentric thespian characters, but then to not have it be played as like it's a gimmick and it's
He's
a
a joke. Yeah.
It's a manifestation of this old soul in this new polluted world.
Nice.
He's from a different era,
Mhm.
and that's, you know, driven home very literally in the sense that, like, you know, there's a part of him that died a long time ago when these experiments happened that fucked him up, and now he's unleashed as like essentially the super soldier against the government that, you know, that did this to him.
Mhm.
If people would just shut the fuck up about this being like, oh, look, there they go again with the bullet time. Okay, firstly, in this movie, it's throwing knife time. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Secondly, it's dope. Third,
Yeah.
the message of this movie is fucking great. It's been memed to high heaven now because of Anonymous. And, you know, people shouldn't be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of their people.
Mhm.
But the message of this movie is extremely relevant. Fuck the internet culture that's sort of like adopted it as its brainchild.
Yes.
This is an important movie in a tonal sense. The action is great. The performances are fantastic. Behind a mask, Hugo Weaving is still fucking delivering.
Yeah.
He's doing that Ed Norton shit from Kingdom of Heaven where he's playing Baldwin the Leper and just taking the whole movie hostage.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
Accurate.
Hugo Weaving in that movie is like one of my chief arguments against that lead actor from the Halo TV series, where he's like, "Well, you know, audiences can't be invested if I wear the mask the entire time." Fuck you. Yes, they can.
No.
It's been proven multiple fucking times. You goddamn clod.
Literally, there are so many good masked performances.
Yeah.
You can shut the hell up.
Like even if it's only a partial mask performance too, like
Yeah.
Carl Urban in Dredd, and I know it's a spicy take, but like
Let's not even talk about how
Tom Hardy
Pedro Pascal fucking exploded from
Mandalorian, yeah.
Like,
Tom Hardy as Bane, and if you want to go even older, fucking Darth Vader.
yeah,
Like
sure.
you can have a character who only wears a mask and still relate and understand how they're feeling and connect with them. And,
and to any of those naysayers who want to use Carl Urban and Dredd in that argument, I just have to say, defense noted.
yeah, like again, there's so much you can do with just body language and voice, and Hugo Weaving kills it in that movie, and I'm so glad that he didn't have like the ego or arrogance to be like, oh, or the vanity where it's like, I need my face to be seen at some point in the movie. No, the fact that we don't see his face makes it even more impactful, because like we know what he's supposed to look like underneath, and it leaves it to our imagination.
And that's probably the most touching scene of the entire film to me, is near the end when he's about to launch like his final crusade, and Evie, Natalie Portman's character, tries to lift up his mask as like a goodbye, just like, I don't even know what you look like. And he says, there is flesh and bone beneath this mask, but that's not my face. You know, that's not who I am anymore. What you're looking at is me. It's the symbol.
Yeah. I'm an idea.
An idea is a bulletproof motherfucker.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Wow. Also, most satisfying sound design on a knife,
dude.
ever. So I mean, we're finishing out the Natalie Portman segment of our presentation today.
Are we?
Or are we? Or are we?
She comes back at James's number one for some reason. Just kidding.
But, just up and down, a fucking fantastic movie. I try to watch it every year on November 5th.
Oh, that's awesome.
Just such a good movie. So V for Vendetta, very fittingly, at number 5.
You planned that.
I don't get it.
I did plan that.
Actually, you know what? I didn't plan this, but mine also works that way for some reason.
Ooh.
My number 5.
What you got?
Is The Witch.
The Witch!
Or in some circles, the Vavitch.
The Witch! Good pick.
Yeah, so I saw this movie when it came out, obviously. I'm a big fan of period pieces, and specifically period piece horror. This is something that like doesn't come up that often, but I really love it when a movie can just like utterly take me back to like, a time that I'm completely unfamiliar with and just feel real and feel like completely raw. And God, it's like, I mean,
The Village, right?
Yeah. God damn you. But yeah, I mean, I guess to an extent, this is sort of an extension of The Village, except actually done, correctly. And I don't hate The Village. I will say that. I only started to hate M. Night with Lady in the Water.
Fair.
Village, I was like, it's mostly okay. But yeah, I mean, it's got some fantastic ambiance. The script is upsettingly good. Like, it is just like, oh my God, I can't believe this isn't a play from the 1600s. Like I can't actually believe that you weren't like there taking notes somehow. This feels so authentic and real. This was my introduction to Anya Taylor-Joy. She's absolutely fucking fantastic in this.
Love her.
I'm not shocked at all that she blew up as much as she did, because she fucking deserves it. It was also my introduction to Ralph Ineson, who has like the best voice.
Really does.
Like, yeah, he's up there for me with like
Damn it, Clive.
Yeah, exactly. He's up there for me now with like oh my God, what is his name? Why am I utterly blanking? He's up there for me with, wow, don't really, guys. With Tony Todd.
Yeah.
Probably James Earl Jones as well. And also
As just like badass voices.
who's the Russian guy from as badass voices. Who's the Russian guy from the Wishmaster series?
Oh, Dimov, Andrew Dimov.
Yes. So yeah, he's
Yeah,
up
and
there
then
with me where I'm just like, yes, talk more.
You gotta throw one more in there. You gotta throw in Tony J.
Ooh, oh god, that's such a good one.
You gotta throw Frollo in there.
I remember watching like one of the like King's Quests that he was in, and I was just like, like yes, please. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of really brilliant voice actors, but there are some people where it's just like you don't need range. I don't need you to like do other voices. This one is good.
Just do the thing.
Yeah.
Just do the thing.
Just do the fucking thing.
Yeah, and yeah, it's just like, yeah, no. So yeah, ultimately, yeah, I mean that's basically it for those of you who don't know, it's a movie that's a lot about witches and witchcraft. It essentially, like, the whole plot kicks off by Anya Taylor-Joy is this like I think they end up like getting kicked out of like their community, so they have to like go out into like, like the edge of the woods basically to like make a new homestead, and basically like her baby sibling gets like just vanishes while she's watching it, and like then a bunch of bad shit goes down basically. And yeah, it's just like, it's a bunch of, I mean, even I don't know who the actor was who played, I forget who it was, but even the kid who plays her younger brother who gets possessed, I think Caleb, so Harvey Scrimshaw, I think, even him, it's like, holy shit, dude, like, those are performances. So I really I have not seen his other movies, the Robert Eggers. I haven't seen The Lighthouse yet, and I haven't seen The Northman, but I really want to, because this movie's fantastic.
He's also got a new adaptation of Nosferatu coming out very soon. I think either this year or next year.
That one I'm definitely gonna see like right away. I think I missed the boat on The Lighthouse, but I am going to watch it at some point. So yeah, number 5, The Witch.
Hell yeah. I need to rewatch that. My last time watching that movie was it's kind of one of those moments of embarrassment I don't try to look back on too often. It's like a real cringe moment.
Yeah.
Back when Lee was in his good old drinking days, and my younger brother, who's a huge horror fanatic, had never seen The Witch. I'm like, oh dude, yeah, let's throw on The Witch. Yeah. So we put it on. I had a few too many. I don't remember like most of watching the movie with him, and I asked him the next day, like, "Oh, dude, so what'd you think of The Witch?" He's like, "I don't know. I couldn't pay attention. You wouldn't shut the fuck up about just how hot you think Anya Taylor-Joy is." I'm like, that's embarrassing. Abort mission.
Oh well, you're a better man now, Lee.
Yeah.
But also, Anya Taylor-Joy is very attractive.
And she's still very attractive.
Yeah, she's still very hot. So. Oh man.
Speaking of weird fucked up shit with an actress you think is really, really hot, my number 5 is Dark City.
Oh, yo.
Nice.
Yeah, I had and have the biggest crush on Jennifer Connelly. And just Dark City is a weird, wild fucking ride. It's also one of those movies that I really don't want to describe at all, because if you haven't seen it, go in blind. And if you have seen it and you have a friend who hasn't seen it, show it to them and watch their reaction, because especially if they have no idea what it's about. And that's what we did, and it was wonderful. It's written and directed by Alex Proyas, who did The Crow, and it has a fantastic cast of character actors. It's got Kiefer Sutherland, it's got William Hurt, it's got Jennifer Connelly. It's just a wonderful little noir mystery science fiction-y fucked up mess of a film, and I love it. And
Kiefer's so fucking good in that.
Yeah, Kiefer also is kind of one of those actors where I could just listen to him talk, because I love Kiefer's voice.
Yeah, he's got a great voice. He's fantastic.
Yeah. And
That's very
he's
fun.
he's also against type in this movie. He's not the bombastic action hero. He's kind of this nerdy, dorky scientist.
Dude, I love when he plays nerdy dorks. He does that in a TV show that's like out now or like was out a while ago, and I'm always just like, that's Kiefer.
Yeah,
You're just like an old grandpa now.
Yeah, it's great. He's this nerdy, dorky, broken scientist who's kind of a little breathy, and like he like has these deliberate pauses in between his words because of just how fucked up he is, and it's wonderful. It's a great fucking movie.
Nice. Actually, I haven't seen it, so.
Oh my god! Well, I have another excuse to put it on.
Oh no! Here I go watching Dark City again.
No.
Yeah, here. Oh no, I have an excuse to put on Dark City. My only recommendation again with Dark City though is watch the director's cut. Do not watch the theatrical cut because the director's cut it has some additional footage, but that's not as important as the change to the opening because New Line Cinema, they got a little cold feet and worried that people wouldn't understand the movie. So they decide to give the movie
a text crawl?
No, they give the movie an opening monologue and just flat out tell you the plot twist at the start of the movie.
No. Why?
It's really
It's
dumb.
like at the beginning of Predator when they just have the spaceship fly to Earth, and you're like, no, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the beginning of The Thing where they had the spaceship fly to Earth.
Or Booty Tang when they
had the spaceship flying. Yeah, those are the spaceship flying to Earth and Predator and Thing are like the two things I hate about those movies. But other than that, I love them. But yeah, no, it's especially silly because then they replay that monologue when it's supposed to play later on in the movie.
Oh my god!
It's just really dumb, and it's just like the part of the joy of the movie, if you've never seen it, is the realization as to what the fuck is happening. Like we watched it in the Discord sometime last summer or whatever, and Emu, Greedy, Zoe, and a few others, they hadn't seen it, and Lee and I are just sitting there silently cackling,
like giggling,
and just at very specific moments, they're just chiming, "Yo, what the fuck? What is happening?" And it's wonderful.
Nice.
Yeah. The one last thing I can say about it is it has a lot of similarities to the Matrix trilogy, but it came out a year before the Matrix. In fact, the Matrix even reused some of Dark City's sets.
Gasp! Oh my god!
Yeah.
That is. I definitely used to have film snob friends that would usually do the whole like, oh well, did you know this one came first? It's like, yes. I know. Like, relax, everybody.
Care.
Yeah.
I used to.
Hence my yes, I know Perfect Blue exists.
I'm a lot more muted on the entire Matrix franchise than most people. So like, I was definitely in the camp of accusing the Matrix of being a ripoff of Dark City, but in reality, especially as I've gotten older. I know that filmmaking is costly and time consuming, and similar ideas can coexist. Yes. And without necessarily being, especially considering I think they came out within like a year of each other, so it's like it would be impossible.
Exactly. It's definitely like, are there rumor mills that go, oh hey, so and so is developing a sci-fi, like a dark sci-fi movie. Sure, but that's not necessarily, like that just means that somebody's more likely to maybe greenlit a competing film, not that they literally went like, oh, let's write a thing that's exactly the same movie.
Yeah, and
get on it, Johnson.
They also both happen to be drawing from similar source material, and because if I'm not mistaken, both Dark City and The Matrix were influenced by that 1920s or 30s film Metropolis. The German film.
Gotcha.
So it's like, there's going to be similarities.
Yeah, I mean, if you're taking inspiration from the same places, then that's just
it's like when you get it's like when you get Olympus Has Fallen and White House Down within like months of each other, or Dante's Peak and Volcano, or Deep Impact and Armageddon. Shit happens.
Life and Ants.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good one.
Yeah, it should happen.
That one was genuinely like, hey, they're making a movie about bugs. Oh, let's also make a movie about bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Very nice. Number 4.
Number 4.
Yeah.
This was the one that surprised me just a touch that wasn't featured on Saber's list. Hearing more of your list, I can see what direction you're kind of going with it, and like you said, there's a whole fucking pantheon of movies that could easily fit into the 10.
Yeah, like I could probably easily make a no particular order top 100.
Sure.
Like there was a large period, like I don't really watch a lot of movies anymore, but there was a large period of like my teens and my 20s where I just consumed movie after movie after movie. And I don't know how I was able to do that while also consuming so many video games and going to school and working a job.
What happened to us? We used to have such capabilities.
Yeah, now I just veg out and watch YouTube.
Was that when you're doing art and you're in the rendering phase, what's so like beyond the actual like creative phase where you're just sitting there like I am just making something look 3D on the page. That's 40 hours of like just work, just like mindless work. And man, you can fit so many movies into that 40 hours.
There you go.
That tracks.
Slaps roof of my art school diploma.
Well, I this is one of those ones that it's a little surprise, but pleasant surprise. We have talked about it on the podcast before, so I'm not going to go super in depth into it.
Ooh,
but no movie in the world gets me fucking pumped like Warrior.
Hey.
Fucking Warrior with Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Is just
and Joel Edgerton.
God damn it,
Joel
guys.
kills it.
And Nick Nolte.
I love this goddamn flick.
Yeah.
I know.
It's one of the best like on-screen bromances ever between Joel Edgerton and his coach. You've got this great story between two brothers who are estranged and enter the same MMA tournament, and you've got Nick Nolte playing their recovering alcoholic dad who's like an abusive fuck up trying to get it straightened out.
So Nick Nolte.
Yeah, I know. They just followed him around set.
Yeah, exactly.
Just filming. It's like we're trying to get footage, but he won't stop listening to this audiobook of Moby Dick, and they're like, "Fuck it, put it in the script."
I guess that's the character now.
Nick Nolte is drunk in his hotel room. Film it.
Film it. Get Tom in their stat to cradle him. But yeah, just incredibly like empowering movie, inspirational. Like anytime I need a kick in the ass to like get my life back into gear, get some gym motivation or something, you put on Listen to the Beethoven and just get soaked into this movie. Great story of brotherly love, great story of perseverance. You've got Kurt Angle loaded up on painkillers in this movie. It's fantastic. I'm glad he got better. I'm glad you're sober, Kurt. Nothing I can say now that I didn't already say in our last time touching on it. So Warrior, number 4.
Nice.
That's also on the Goonflix watch list because I want to subject more people to it.
I know you do. I didn't hate it,
Oh,
but
I
I
know.
definitely did not love it as much as you two did.
Yeah.
I was definitely sitting there. I'm like,
That's fair.
I'm so happy that these two really enjoy this movie, but
To me, it's just a sports movie. Yeah, no, I get that mentality.
Yeah. All right. So my number 4. I think James, you're actually gonna probably have the same opinion that I have about Warrior.
Oh.
And Lee, I don't remember if we've discussed this, but we have brought this movie up a little bit
I
tangentially on
swear
Gooncast
to God, if you just say all of Baldur's Gate 3 cinematics on YouTube, I'm leaving.
Abort mission.
Yeah.
Abort
I'm
mission.
leaving. I'm gonna fucking leave.
No, my number 4 is the Suspiria remake. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I mean,
so
that's just a movie I just don't know how I feel about because it's
Here's the
very
thing.
weird.
Here's the thing, for me on this list, this makes perfect sense, and I know you guys will agree. It's witchcraft movie number 2, and it's also ballet movie number 2.
Yeah, it checks out.
Yeah. So as you can see, I have a theme here with movies I really, really, really am drawn to.
Number one, Hocus Pocus. Yep, let's do it.
So James and I saw this movie together, and basically, I think the reason I came out of it like, yeah, just so much more like, yes, this is such a good movie. Is, you know, I mean, there's a couple of things, and I won't ramble too much about this, but yeah, I will say that like shortly after I watched this movie, I watched the original. I watched the Argento's original. And I have friends who consider that movie to be like the pinnacle of cinema, you know, like, and I am not bashing them in the slightest. I do think it has a lot of artistic merit.
For disclosure, though, I'm not that friend. I think it's a piece of shit. That looks pretty and has a good soundtrack, but it's a piece of shit.
Yes, exactly. Like I think visually, Argento has a very unique style that is very, like, I mean, you know, I mean, it's giallo, and it's genre defining, right? So
Sure.
It is important, but at the same time, I personally just think that the remake works better on like almost every other level. Like besides, like, I think soundtrack might actually be the one that's like kind of like close to each other. I think visually it's less unique, but it has more things. It has different things going for it.
Yeah,
I appreciate.
Both films have gorgeous cinematography, but it's different types of cinematography.
But different types, yeah.
Both films have
modern one is
great
more
soundtracks, but it's different types.
Exactly. It's I wouldn't call either of those things in the remake genre defining like I would for the original. But I think like ultimately the biggest thing for me is like the narrative is so much fucking better. They really shift it from like this just really like simplistic reveal where like the school is run by witches, right? And you're just like, okay. And they shift that to the point where like at the beginning of the movie you already know that everyone at the school is witches. like you know going in, and so they're like, well, how do we, you know, like we're remaking this classic, everybody already knows it's the witch movie, so how do we actually make it more interesting? And it's like the way that they did it, the setting shift to post-war Berlin, the like focus on like all of the women, like all of them as characters and not just Susie, was like way better. The gore to me was like much more impactful and motivated. You know, it wasn't somebody jumping into a barbed wire pit.
Yeah.
That you can clearly see, even though the character can't.
Yes. Yeah. Having ballet actually factor into the plot and actually like matter artistically for the story and for like what's happening, like was so much better than just like it happens to be set at a ballet school, but oh, our lead actress can't dance, so we're never going to talk about ballet or do anything related to ballet. I think the biggest criticism I ultimately have is much more to do with like sort of the meta of the film than anything else. I think Old Man Tilda Swinton like was maybe a little too distracting, and I think they should have just gone, yes, it's Tilda Swinton in a dual role, instead of being like, oh, teehee, no, it's this like old German man who's never acted before, but isn't he brilliant? It's like, no, guys, it's clearly Tilda Swinton, like stop it. So, you know, like and then the last thing I'll say is it's the only Dakota Johnson performance that I actually like.
Oh, there you go.
I think she's really fucking brilliant in this movie, and like everything else I've seen her in, I've been like, well, get that bag, girl, but no thank you.
Yeah, I've got a 7-word review for Suspiria. I hate giallo. I love Tilda Swinton.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so that's my number 4, Suspiria.
Fuck yeah.
So at the start of this, we pointed out that this is favorite, not best.
Okay,
oh yeah,
right.
Here we go.
All right.
And my number 4 pick is the textbook definition of this, and it's my most guilty pleasure entry on this list.
Fuck yes, let's go.
Okay.
And I won't discuss it much because we've actually already discussed it on the podcast before.
Okay.
And it's Godzilla Final Wars.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
Is it the best Godzilla film?
Yeah.
No. Is it my favorite Godzilla film? Yes. Lee, what's your number 3?
But yeah, now we're into like the I guess we're just gonna keep rolling.
Number 4, Don Fry. Next question.
Yeah, I have nothing more to say.
Amazing.
I
right.
stated my case. It's favorites, not best.
That's
no
brilliant.
notes.
No notes.
No notes.
I'm just, as a kaiju fan, like, I'm having to review, like, you've got Shin, which is one of, like, the best horror films. You've got, I know you haven't seen -1 yet, but, like, fucking brilliant. My absolute favorite is Destroya.
Nice.
And that's, like, a fucking masterpiece. And then you've got Final Wars.
Yeah.
Which is Don Fry taking a bunch of kaiju action figures and smashing them together.
Yeah.
While he's grunting angrily.
Like, look, of the Godzilla films that I've seen, if I were to say which is the best, it would be the 1954 original, and I was very close to putting that on the list as my fourth entry. But I was like, no, Final Wars is more fun.
Yes.
Final Wars is more fun.
Baby.
Final Wars is more fun. It's more entertaining. It's stupid. It knows it's stupid. And it's just 2 hours of human-on-human action, human-on-kaiju action, and kaiju-on-kaiju action.
Hell yeah.
I'm not critiquing you.
It's just destroy all monsters too. That's all it is. No notes. That's it.
How do I follow that shit?
I know, right. Honestly, it's gonna be hard. But we're on the podium now, right?
Yep, we're on the bronze, and I know how to follow that up. Some more goddamn Kurt Russell.
Hey, I didn't know you were a fan of Overboard, Lee.
Jesus Christ.
So this is the unflinchable top 3. These are my 3 favorite films. This part of the list can't be compromised. Their positions within the top 3 can shift a little bit. But this is usually the order. Some of the best character performances ever put on fucking screen. Tombstone.
Hey.
Hell yeah.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Tombstone.
Yeah.
Fucks so mercilessly. You've got Kurt Russell playing Wyatt Earp, who is at a point in his life where, he's the protagonist of the film, and he's still, like, doing things a lawman should, but he's also, like, really slipping on some of his morals and ethics. Like, he's being kind of a degenerate dick in a lot of the movie. So he's like, okay, we've got this, this protagonist who's a lawman who's kind of starting to move against it. He's got his 2 brothers who are, trying to give him that positive encouragement of like, hey man, keep doing the right thing, stay on the right path. And then he's got that other friend. He's got that other friend who does not want him to be a good person. He's got Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday. Doing what I think might be my favorite character performance ever.
Hell yeah.
I adore this performance so much. And Tombstone, I think, is at risk of being like overshadowed a lot by this one performance. It's like people will forget that The Dark Knight is a really good movie because people just talk about Heath Ledger.
Yes. Yeah.
This kind of happens to Tombstone, where everyone always knows, all Doc's quotes and all that stuff. And he's arguably the best part of the film. But you've got incredibly strong performances from the entire cast. You've got, some like early on, like they hadn't yet made it big, like roles, like fucking like early Bill Paxton, Michael Rooker is in this.
Nice.
You've got my favorite, no disrespect intended when I say my favorite B actor of all time, Michael Biehn.
Yes.
As Johnny Ringo, who is just the most dastardly motherfucker. And there's just so much going on that is very not blink and you miss it, but you've got to read a lot of the subtext going on. And some people, I think, miss it because they're soaked into Val's performance. Like, one of the big scenes that gets talked about when people mention Tombstone is the scene in the saloon where Doc is spinning a cup of whiskey, a little metal cup, to mimic Johnny's spinning pistols. Just to, like, take the piss out of him and, be like, haha, aren't I funny? And everybody thinks it's just like a great little character piece. But the thing that you need to watch is Michael Bihn's reaction, because it's actually the first moment where Johnny Ringo is terrified in the movie, because he's noticing that even shit-faced, the things that Doc is doing, spinning that cup, are letting him know what a good gunman he is.
Mm.
And so he kind of like backs down to save face. Like,
Nice.
great little shit like that thrown in there.
Mhm.
I watch this one every couple years, I think, and it goes down as maybe like my most quotable movie. Like,
Mhm.
me and my good buddy Austin can just throw quotes from Tombstone back and forth endlessly forever. Like, a period of time that gets a lot of film adaptations, gets a lot of representation, but this is the one that did it best. So, absolutely, the final appearance, I swear, of Val Kilmer and Kurt Russell on these lists, but maybe not the last you've seen of Michael Biehn. Tombstone number 3.
Gasp. Amazing. Fantastic. Oh, that's so good. Okay. All right. So, my number 3, for me, it was an interesting choice because this is, I think, the only movie that I've ever watched where I have followed the film since it was a script.
Whoa.
Um,
Okay.
Yeah. So, for those of you who don't know, there is like an official Hollywood blacklist, where essentially like every year they will survey Hollywood executives and like get what is their favorite thus far unproduced screenplay. And so this script was on that list at some point. And I grabbed it off the internet and I read it and I fucking loved it. And then I waited for years until it became a movie. And even though it was not the best received movie from either this director or like, you know, a lot of these actors, to me it was just I loved the story so much and I loved the script so much that seeing it on screen I was like, this is amazing. It feels a lot more like a stage play, I think, than a lot of things. And I think, yeah, anyway, my number 3 is a film called Stoker.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. So this movie,
Okay.
the director is Park Chan-wook.
Oh,
who
shit.
is-
Yeah.
of the
Oh,
of
shit.
the Vengeance trilogy. But the writer is Wentworth Miller, who is mostly known for acting. I think this was like his first like foray into screenwriting, and I'm just like I loved him as an actor. I followed him since like Prison Break. Yeah, and then I saw that like on the blacklist actually he was not credited, I think. He wrote under a pseudonym, but like it then came out that it was him and you were just like, "Oh shit." Like that's awesome. So yeah, this is a movie I find very inspiring on a number of fronts. It does relate to a lot of the others on this list in that there are really strong female performances. It's a very weird sort of story. I don't know if either of you have ever read Shirley Jackson's We Have Always Lived in a Castle.
I have not, no.
Well,
I did back in the day. It's been a minute.
yeah, so to me it's like, and I know that there is a movie adaptation of We Have Always Lived in a Castle. I saw it, I didn't care that much for it. I think this movie, at least on like vibes alone, is a much closer adaptation of like that world, that like feel. Yeah, so the movie itself is about a girl named India whose dad dies, and then her uncle, like who she's never met before, just shows up at their like super fancy estate and kind of starts like wooing her mom. And it's very like you don't know what he's about, and like, you know, it's kind of like India trying to figure out what the hell is going on.
Okay.
And India is played by Mia Wasikowska, who is also like Alice in all of the Tim Burton Alice movies. Even though like she's been in a lot of movies I don't care about, I absolutely love her as an actress. And it's probably specifically because this performance is just like so good and iconic. Like she's like India is one of my favorite like film characters of all time.
Mm.
Nicole Kidman plays her mom and just like utterly fucking kills it. So there's one particular quote that I'm not going to read the entire thing for because it's like it's a bit of a monologue, but she's essentially talking about like why people have kids and like just like the way she goes through this monologue. She's talking to India about like that people just want a fresh start and they want to be able to like succeed where they've failed. And then she closes with, but not me. Personally speaking, I can't wait to watch life tear you apart. Oh,
Brutal.
it goes so fucking hard. Like I'm just like yeah, Nicole Kidman just like fucking kills it as this like emotionally distant, like verbally abusive cunt, frankly. And she's so fucking good. I think the uncle is Matthew Good, if I remember correctly. Yes, Matthew Good. And he is also great, but he's very much outshadowed by Mia and Nicole. Or outshone rather. And yeah, it's just this movie it's wonderful. I love it a lot. It's very yeah, it's kind of it's like horror adjacent, but not really. I think it's much more of a like family drama type thing. And again, if anybody listening has read We've Always Lived in a Castle, I think you will know where I'm getting with that. So yeah, that's my number 3 is Stoker.
Fuck yeah. Good
Wow.
pick.
Yeah.
Check that one out.
Hell yeah.
I'm mildly amused, Kat, because every single one of your odd entries is something I have not seen.
Oh.
I've seen all of your even entries, but not your odd ones.
Yeah.
Anyways, my number 3 is the most recent film on this list. Came out in 2015, and I was cautiously optimistic about it because on paper it shouldn't have worked. And it's Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh yeah.
It's like the best fucking action movie of all goddamn time.
Oh my god, that movie is so fucking good.
It's a legacy sequel, and on paper those shouldn't work. It's a modern day action movie, and on paper those shouldn't work because the action genre has been very stagnant for a while. I mean, there have been some stuff that have popped up here and there, like John Wick reinvigorated stuff.
Well, yeah, but now everything is
trying to be John Wick.
What if John Wick was X,
sure?
You know?
John Wick was the Crow.
But I mean, my big thing is though, like all the action like lacked meaning and was badly filmed.
Yeah.
And here's this fucking 70-year-old grandpa just rolling up and just like, no man, y'all fucking it up. Yeah. We're gonna use mostly practical effects and do the dankest, craziest car chase shit ever.
What are you all doing fucking up this genre? Get out of the way.
I'm gonna have my wife, who's never edited an action movie before, edit this. And it's
just show everyone
up. And just the editing is phenomenal. The cinematography is phenomenal. The color choices are phenomenal. The black and white version's phenomenal. The performances are all phenomenal. The fucking score is, it's a perfect fucking action movie. Just go watch it. And it's our second, I guess, Tom Hardy entry for today. Yeah. And Tom Hardy is a great Max Rokitansky.
Hell yeah.
No notes. It's just go watch Fury Road. It's a 2-hour non-stop car chase movie, and on paper that shouldn't fucking work. Yet the mad lad grandpa George Miller made it fucking work.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
Respect on that name. Yeah, we needed some more Tom Hardy on this list. That actually made me realize in my top 10, I don't have a single film with my favorite actor nor actress. My favorite actor is Gary Oldman. And he's not on my list. My favorite actress is Lauren Bacall. And I don't have anything of hers in the list.
Yeah, she's a good one.
She's a good one.
Adore her.
Yeah.
Have and have not. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The Silver, number 2. Slightly brief because we had an episode about it.
Mm-hmm. God damn it, Lee. You and I are like neck and neck with the like, yep, we're doing this way. Because my
Yep.
number 2 is also, we did an episode on it.
Yep.
So I guess we're almost done with the episode then.
Yeah. Good night, folks. I call this my screenplay movie because gun to my head, if I had to like rewrite every bit of dialogue from the movie, I think I could safely get 90% of the whole film from memory. I've watched this movie more than any film I've watched in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I've cleared easily over 100 viewings. And it's still so good every fucking time. Aliens.
Yeah.
Aliens is the shit.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah.
It is the shit.
Hell yeah.
This was the movie where I developed my massive love for Michael Biehn.
Oh, there he is again.
Fucking A right.
Gotcha.
I mean, top to bottom, you know,
yeah.
the cast in this movie is just fantastic. Sigourney Weaver is one of my favorite actresses, and she plays, I think, the greatest action heroine ever. I mean, you know, mad respect to, you know, Sarah Connor and, you know, a bunch of the others, but Ripley is just a mother at her breaking point.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just so fucking cool. And so you pit her against fucking Satan Mom. The queen.
Yeah.
Yep.
The character performances are great. Sigourney Weaver's fantastic. Michael Biehn as Hicks is like one of the best, like good old boys, just trying to keep things together. Fucking Jeanette Goldstein as Vasquez, stealing every scene that her and her red bandana are in. Bill Paxton as Hudson chewing the scenery. Lance Henriksen as Bishop. Jesus, this cast is just all killer, no filler. And another movie where you have to note, you have to watch the extended edition.
Yes.
You have to watch Director's Cut.
Yes.
Because, again, action movie, horror movie, sci-fi movie, whatever you want to call this, the best scene of this fucking movie is Sigourney Weaver looking at a picture of an old woman and crying.
Yeah.
And you lose that scene if you just watch the theatrical cut.
Yeah, that really sets up the heart of the movie, and like again, the theatrical cut of Alien still works, but it doesn't have, its heart is not as strong. Its core and theme of motherhood is not quite as strong when you remove that fucking scene.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, you get some more time to shine with the corporate scumbag Burke.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a whole fucking episode about this and Alien. So go check that out if you haven't watched already. But
hell yeah,
I adore this movie top to bottom, and you know what? Fuck it, I'll watch it again tonight. I don't care.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Aliens, Silver, number 2.
So speaking of aliens, I think you guys know where this is going already.
Who do you
Daniel
think?
Craig and Cowboys versus Aliens?
Absolutely
The
not.
Wachowski remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers with Daniel Craig?
Absolutely not.
Nuki!
Although, you know, that would Nicole Kidman getting more rep on my list. Not a bad thing necessarily. No. We already had a podcast on it. I'm not gonna go too much into it because I gushed a lot on that podcast. It's Nope. My number 2 is Nope.
Oh my god.
So I will fully preface this by saying that I think Get Out is the better movie, and specifically I think Get Out is the better horror movie. Wink wink nudge nudge. But Nope just like hits so much better for me it's very much, this is my movie, it was made for me, you know. Like it's just like the setting, the, you know, the fact that it's set on a ranch in the middle of like nowhere with like, you know, like horses everywhere, the characters, you know, like Daniel Kaluuya and Keke Palmer as the siblings were just like so fucking believable as on-screen siblings. I loved their chemistry together, JJ included. no spoilers.
Mhm.
Well, I guess I will spoil it now because fuck it. If you haven't seen Nope, go fucking see Nope. The twist for me was really extremely effective, even though I do think that like I've heard the criticism that like it does kind of remove a lot of the tension, and I agree. I think it does, but I also think for me like that didn't ruin the movie for me. I think that having it go from like aliens invading to nope, this is a creature
Nope.
and we're gonna tame it was like, I, I was just like once that like shift happened, I was just like I was already on board and now I'm on board again. Like so yeah, all that in a bag of chips. I love Nope.
I'm pleasantly surprised that's your number 2 because I know you really dig that movie and you were super
Uh-huh.
hyped to get us to watch it,
Uh-huh.
but that's pretty high up.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. It ended up quite high on my list. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Thank you.
All right, so we're now at my definitive, the one that is unmovable, the
Take
ones
your
that are
time.
unmovable. This is the oldest film on my list.
Oh, I think I know it.
Lee is 100% gonna know what it is because I've
Yeah.
gushed about this movie all the fucking time.
Yep.
This is Until the Artist. This was the last black and white movie to win Best Picture at the Academy Awards. This is the classiest movie on my list. And this is Billy Wilder's The Apartment, starring
yes.
Jack
Oh,
Lemmon
yeah.
and Shirley MacLaine.
Yeah.
For those who don't know the movie, it's about a kind of a schlubby insurance clerk who kind of wants to go up the corporate ladder. So to kind of impress his superiors, he lets them use his apartment for their extramarital affairs. He kind of has this crush on the elevator girl who's played by Shirley MacLaine. And one instance where one of his upper managers takes her to the apartment, she gets really depressed and tries to commit suicide. And Jack Lemmon comes home and finds her near fucking death in his apartment and has to nurse her back to health. And it's this very charming romantic comedy drama movie. Some elements of it, because it's a product of its era, big asterisks, might not work well in a modern setting. Like if you come at it from a certain viewpoint or whatnot, like I actually, Caroline watched it out of curiosity because I recommended it, and she was a bit more lukewarm on it because, again, aspects of it haven't quite aged all that well.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, again, it's a 1960s film. What are you gonna expect, But I think it's a very witty, well-written film, and it quite possibly has my favorite ending line of a film ever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to spoil it. I know Lee knows
good.
what it is, and it's
good.
really fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my number 2. It's my film snob sneaking in. The only
We've got
thing.
Godzilla Final Wars.
And
But now let's talk like an actual piece of black and white art.
Yeah. Billy
Oh,
Wilder
yeah,
is like
I
one of
love
my
it.
favorite screenwriters and directors of all time. He's a very, very witty, punchy screenwriter, and he did some fantastic work in his era.
Hell yeah. Nice.
Which leaves only our number 1s left.
Mm-hmm.
And fuck you, you'll have to wait a few weeks
And
for that.
yeah, you gotta wait. So folks, the plan is our number 1s are going to have their own episode dedicated to them, in which we will do a deep dive. So we need to have a little time to work out our schedules, watch all 3 of these movies again, just so they're fresh in the mind, and then
and it's not going to be the next episode. We have something else planned for that.
yeah.
Yes,
So you'll have to be nice and patient.
We'll leave you with some
Patient.
Thank you.
No,
I gotta say, just looking at our list, what an interesting variety.
no, it is.
Yeah. Do we want to do a?
Yeah,
do we wanna do a quick
Yeah,
rundown?
let's
to.
do the roundup. So,
Mhm.
the Valley Jester's favorite films, numbers 10 through 2. We got The Boondock Saints, Interview with the Vampire, John Carpenter's The Thing. You don't just say The Thing, you say John Carpenter's The Thing every
Correct.
time.
Uh-huh.
Desperado, Vampire Hunter D. Bloodlust, V for Vendetta, Warrior, Tombstone, and Aliens.
Nice. All right, and so now my list: 10 to 2, Leon the Professional, Cure, Mad God, Prisoners, Black Swan, The Witch, Suspiria, the 2018 remake.
Yeah.
Stoker, and last but not least, number 2, Nope.
All right. My 10 to 2, Die Hard, the 1990s live-action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film, the 2007 remake of 3:10 to Yuma, Jackie Brown, LA Confidential, Dark City, Godzilla Final Wars, Mad Max Fury Road, and The Apartment.
Your last few on that list are such like a beautiful tonal whiplash. I love it.
Goddamn right. You're goddamn right. And
So
I mean,
good.
Lee already knows my number one. I'm pretty sure Kat knows my number one, and
I think
it's
I know.
also a tonal fucking whiplash from my number 2.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, we have, because we knew these list episodes tend to be a while. We have decided to eschew the what have we been up to for this time around. I think we're going to tack it all on to the next episode,
Yeah.
which is coming sooner than previously. So,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The teaser I will give for what I was up to this week
Oh.
is I watched a few episodes of a new program that I firmly believe already, just entering April, will be in my top 10 favorites of the year.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a strong
Interesting.
feeling.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
It's a little something.
Mm-hmm.
Neat.
All right. Well, shall we sign off?
No. Goodbye.
Yes, I believe we should sign off. Well, this has been your boy Lee Alder, the Valley Jester. You can catch me over at twitch.tv/ValleyJester, where I've just embraced it at this point. If I'm streaming, you're only going to see Honkai Star Rail. Fuck yourself.
Hell yeah. And I'm Kat, aka the Attack Cat. If I'm streaming, it's just going to be on James's channel with we do some multiplayer days, we do Elden Ring seamless co-op. I will eventually be going through all of Dark Souls because Jam has decided to drag me kicking and screaming into effectively plats, even though I think we're doing it on PC. But yeah, it'll be fun. I don't think Jam is gonna sign out now. I think he's already gone. Goodbye, everyone.
I love this job.
All right.
I already signed off. Shut the episode off.